English with Teacher Iya. Hello, grade 8. It's time to learn English. Have you ever experienced being alone? How does it feel? Do you feel sad? Or is it exciting? Please listen to a story of a woman who is living alone in the whole city. Our story is entitled Monowi, Population 1. Before we start the story, please listen to the text and choose the best answer. Number 1. Elsie Eiler. A. Does other people's job for them. B. Has to do different jobs. C. Works in a different towns. Number 2. The 12 wooden houses in Monowi. A. Are all in bad condition. B. Have car wheels inside them. C. Are not inhabited. Number 3. In Monowi, you can't A. Go shopping. B. Borrow a book. Or C. Eat or drink. Let's answer this at the end of the video. Monowi, population 1. Elsie Eiler is the mayor of Monowi, a tiny town in northern Nebraska, USA. But that isn't her only job. She is also the town clerk, the town treasurer, the librarian, and she works in the cafe. Why has she got a lot of different jobs? Because there's nobody else to do them. Monowi has got a population of 1. Elsie. Immigrants from Europe originally founded the town in 1902, but today nobody wants to live there. There are about 12 empty one-story wooden houses. In one house, there is still an abandoned piano. Most of the houses are in ruins and surrounded by a few trees, some old cars, and lots of junk. The town is completely silent. An old rusting yellow school bus, with no wheels or seats, stands next to the small school. The school closed 40 years ago. Opposite Elsie's cafe is an old building filled with rubbish. It was a shop, but it closed in the 1950s. Even the church has been closed since 1960. Monowi was a thriving town in the 1930s. Then, the population was 150, mostly farmers and their families. There was a railway too. However, the farmers couldn't compete with the enormous industrialized farms. They left the town and looked for other work. In 1971, the railway closed and the town began to die. The time came when the last inhabitant, apart from Elsie and her husband, moved away. Then Elsie's husband died, and Elsie became the town's only inhabitant. Elsie's son and daughter migrated years ago to find work in bigger towns. The small farmers and businessmen can make any money here, says Elsie. It is the same in other small towns in the region. Between 1996 and 2004, almost 500,000 people left the rural states of Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Iowa, and went to live in big cities. Now Elsie lives alone, but she isn't lonely. Her food is good and farmers and truck drivers travel a long way to eat at her cafe. and the town is often visited by wild animals such as deer. One day, Monowi will just be memories, and it will be probably turned to dust, she says. But I like it here, and as long as I can take care of myself, I'll stay here. Let's talk about people on the move. Immigrant, immigrant. Someone who comes into a country from abroad or another country to live and work there. Someone who enters and settles in a foreign country permanently. Example, the Smith family are immigrants of Canada. Emigrant, emigrant. Someone that leaves his own country and go and live in another country permanently. Example, the Smith family are emigrants from Australia. Example, this is the Park family from Korea. The Park family are immigrants of Canada, meaning the Park family just went and entered Canada to work and live there. They are not originally from Canada. They are from Korea. So this is the Park family. They flew in to Canada to work and live there permanently. The Park family are immigrants from Korea, meaning the Park family are originally from Korea and just moved to Canada. Commuter, commuter. Someone who travels to and from work or school every day. Example, the commuter is waiting for the bus going to his office in the city. Refugee, refugee. Someone who leaves his country because of a war or natural disaster. Example, Turkey is one of the countries who welcomes the refugees from Syria. Nomad, nomad. Someone who doesn't have permanent house or residence and moves with their family and animals from place to place. Example, the extreme hot weather in Sydney causes the nomads to move to Tasmania. Pilgrim, pilgrim. Someone that travels a long way to visit a religious place. Example, every year during Holy Week, pilgrims around the world go to the Vatican City to pray. Globetrotter, globetrotter. Someone who travels and visits a lot of countries. Example, Carlene is a globetrotter who traveled to 26 countries for her online blogs. Make your own sentence about immigrant, emigrant, commuter, refugee, nomad, and pilgrim. Let's answer number 1, Elsie Eiler. A. Does other people's job for them. B. Has to do different jobs. C. Works in different towns. What's your answer? B. Very good. Has to do different jobs. Why? Because Elsie Eiler is the only person living in that town. Number 2. The 12 wooden houses in Monowi. A. Are all in bad condition? B. Have car wheels inside them? Or C. Are not inhabited? What's your answer? Right. Letter C. Are not inhabited. Why? Because all people have left many years ago. Number 3. In Monowi, you can't A. Go shopping, B. Borrow a book, or C. Eat or drink. What's your answer? Right. Go shopping. It's letter A. Go shopping. Why? Because in Monowi, there is no modern building or infrastructures that people can go to. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.